What's going on, everyone? It is April 27th, 2021, and here we are once again for your Tuesday night NXT post show. How are you guys doing? I fixed things. Got some things fixed. Soundboard is alive and well. Everything is good. I can hear. I did leave my voice unfiltered, though. But let me know how you guys are doing today. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode of NXT. And before we end up talking about the show, I do want to talk about NXT's importance and where it fits in. Because I'm a little confused. And I'm a little interested in seeing what everyone else has to say about NXT as well. Also, before we get into things, yes, my voice sounds a little bit different. I'm congested, okay? Congested, still a little bit better today. I think I maybe have another day or two to get through this, but other than that, should be good. Be good. I think that answers your question as well, Leroy. Doing good, man. Feeling better. Shelva says the GOAT is back with the soundboard. Yes. Yes, the soundboard has returned. I don't know what broke it. Like, I don't understand. All the stuff was there. Everything is just wonky. I deleted a folder in my computer that I shouldn't have. And it ruined like everything. It's insane. Like, I can't believe it. I'm still finding things that are just completely wrong with everything. Like, my Photoshop's messed up. My everything is just messed up. No, because this is not a place for self-promotion. How's that one? Hoodie says NXT was okay, but I wasn't feeling the distraction and disqualification. Yeah, the booking was off tonight for sure. Like, the booking seemed very, very off to me tonight. Not very NXT-ish at all. 3 champions losing in the main event. I saw the responses from people saying that Legado del Fantasma is a team and MSK and KUSHIDA are not. I understand that. I can understand that. I can look past that one because of that. That's a fair point. In it, but I don't like to see it, man. I don't like to see it at all. The distractions, like literally every single match tonight except the main event had some sort of interference. And one of them, they pulled a complete Monday Night Raw, advertised a match being Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea taking on Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, and they Monday Night Raw'd it into non-existence. That's an attack before. I mean, I guess they kind of do that with Everrise all of the time as well, but man, I don't understand the booking decisions tonight from NXT, and it feels like, to me, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, it seems like there's not as much hype on social media, or at least on mine, for NXT. I don't know if it was some sort of fanboy warfare that was going on before, but the hype, it just doesn't seem to be there. Like, the interest in the shows, like, yes, the shows, they certainly have higher ratings for viewerships, and that's not what I'm talking about. That is not what I'm talking about whatsoever. I'm purely talking about social media interactions alone. And it may have just been NXT fanboys and AEW fanboys colliding back and forth. Could have been. But ever since the war has stopped, I've noticed a huge decline in what I feel is interest. So crazy. I don't know. Humberto Carrillo stole your phone. I mean, man, feel you on that one. Mini Dream says, is Diamond Mine supposed to tease Tessa? I have no idea. I thought it was like an athletic commercial, so I tuned out. And it was only till just before I started the show that I realized that it wasn't an athletic commercial for like some clothes, and it was actually something. So I have no clue, dude. I have no idea whatsoever. Anthony says, I'm here. AEW, what's going on? Not much, man. Not much. We are just kind of hanging out, talking about the importance of NXT. Top Mark says, as a whole or just on your accounts? I would say as a whole, but for mostly on my accounts. Like, I've seen other people talk about it as well. There's other people saying that they've noticed a big decline in things ever since it ended. So I don't know. I'm just kind of interested in seeing where everything goes and how everything ends up. I still am extremely happy that both of these shows are not on at the same time. And if that means taking a hit in engagement, then by all means, take it all away, because I don't care. I don't have to watch both the shows anymore back to back. That was an absolute disaster. Shelva says, rumor is Humberto is supposed to get a push. The exhale of doom. You know, I think my quiet thing, the noise gate is too high too, I think. Let me turn that down. Okay. I mean, I can see it. I can see it coming, that is for sure. I wouldn't be surprised either. They've tried it before, and I'm sure they'll try it again. Hopefully, it's just like, I don't mind them pushing new people, and I don't mind them using people on anything, but it just gets to a point where, like, okay, they're like, okay, we want to push Humberto Carrillo, right? We want to push him. Cool. No problem. Push him. He's talented. He's great, right? But don't put him in title matches back to back for no reason. Like, to me, it just ruins it. Like, I don't want to see that shit anymore. They did that the first time around with Humberto Carrillo. Who was it? Was it AJ Styles? Was that the United States Championship as well? Or was that the Intercontinental Championship? I can't remember off the top which one it was. I feel like it was the the US championship. But like when you just give these people opportunity after opportunity over and over and over again, it just gets less interesting, and we get so frustrated. It's the same thing with Apollo Crews and Big E, right? They've had what, 8, 9 championship matches? They're gonna have another one on SmackDown, but it's okay because Apollo defended against Kevin Owens one time, right? Like, I don't know, that stuff is just so frustrating to me. Like, I want there to be more depth in the field of challengers that are going out there and challenging for things. And for God's sakes, it's an open challenge. You literally don't have to do anything. You could literally put any single person in the world in that slot, and it doesn't matter because it's an open challenge. It defies all logic by being an open challenge. This person doesn't need to be on TV. They don't need to have wins. They don't even need to have matches, for Christ's sake. It could be literally any single person in the world. And they've done it twice in a row already. And you already know they're going to do it again next week. So that's my frustrations with it. You know, what I like to see is what Darby's doing right now. Darby's doing an open challenge. Hell, sometimes even Darby picks his opponent. I believe he picked JD Drake, and I believe he picked 10 for tomorrow as well. So I like stuff like that. I like to see someone defending their championship against other people, and it lets these other people shine. You know, 10 is fantastic. So he'll have a nice opportunity to shine as well. And we're not going to see it for the next 8 weeks. You know, just give us a break. Just one break, please. Leroy says it was Andrade. Oh, was it? Man, that feels like so long ago. Andrade is the United States Championship, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. Top says Eddie and Ray faced each other 6 times in their epic feud in 2005. Nice. You know, sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. And when you have 2 people the caliber of Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, you could certainly get away with things. I wasn't watching during that period of time, so I'm not familiar with that feud or what went into it or what happened or how long it was stretched out and what the matches were or anything like that. But what I can tell you is that none of these people are on that caliber of superstardom as Eddie Guerrero or Rey Mysterio. Shelva says Darby has been in the main event for like the last month. You'll love to see it. Yeah, because I was getting really frustrated. Like, I was getting to the point where I was over Darby being the TNT champion because he was just carrying it around. He wasn't doing jack shit with it. Just carrying it around with Papa Sting in his corner. You know, nothing was really going on. It was just promo after promo against Team Taz, match and match after Team Taz. There was no TNT championship title defenses. There was nothing. So it's really great that they turned like a complete 180 and they're doing the complete opposite right now. It's like just pure title defenses. Pure title defenses. I love it. I absolutely love it. Jackson says, who else hates main event Jey Uso? I think a lot of people do at this point. Thank you for subscribing, Kelly Clarkson. I really appreciate you. Pop sensation, Kelly Clarkson. My fellow disciple, Zach, he says, so good to be back at a post show. How are you feeling, detective? Better, my friend. Thank you. Good, pleasure to see you as well. Hopefully you're doing well. Still feeling a little congested, as you can tell by my voice, but we're getting there. We are getting there, man. Anthony says, just like KO versus Roman happened 3 times, both of them are good. Yeah, except, you know, with that, they used Jey Uso as the filler between them, you know? Whereas they shouldn't have, because it's killing Jey Uso, in my opinion. Like, absolutely just killing it. Like, I loved main event Jey Uso at first. His first match, I want to say his matches were against Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, when they were like, oh, main event Jey Uso, like, and he put on 2 bangers with Kevin Owens and I assume Daniel Bryan, that's what I'm rolling with. Those were great, and that was awesome. And then we just saw it over and over and over and over and over, and it was just like, man, I can't do this. Ashley says, when was the last time Jey Uso won a match? It was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, of course. But before that, it was quite a while ago. Let me take a look. It was Daniel and KO. Okay, I thought so. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That was on Friday Night SmackDown, the WrestleMania edition. That was April 1st. So he won that. Before that, though, it was November 6th. Jey Uso defeats Kevin Owens. And before that, it was a Survivor Series qualifying match. October 30th, Jey Uso defeats Daniel Bryan. And on October 2nd, Jey Uso defeats AJ Styles as well. So Jey Uso, he got some big wins. He got some big wins right out of the gate. AJ Styles, I don't even remember that, to be honest. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan right out of the gate. And now it's just like L. Like, damn, bro. Oh, God. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And, the whole story at the beginning was like, hey, you can't lose because that's disrespecting the family. And then here we are 4 months later, just L after L. And it's all good, apparently. All good. Trevin says, I just want to see the Usos as tag team champions again, so Jey isn't overused as a singles competitor anymore. Me too, man. I'm waiting for Jimmy to come back. Like, it's crazy. He said that he was ready to go by, like, January, I think, if I remember correctly. And now we're almost in May, and we still haven't seen him. I don't know if that's a creative issue or if he's still hurt or what. I don't know what's going on. I would love to see him back, though, for sure. I'd love to see Jimmy Uso get a chance to prove himself as well as a singles competitor. You could do that if they wanted to throw him in the ring with Jey to start it off, to kind of be, kind of exactly in the position that Jey was, where he's like, no, bro, like, you can't do this. And then they kind of force him to. I'm cool with that. And then, just have heel bloodline. The Usos, give them the tag team championships, and let them have a field day over the show. Totally cool with that. Shelva says brother versus brother. Yes, please. Yeah, like it could actually be a pretty good feud, I think. Jimmy versus Jey. I like it. I think it'd be good. It could be interesting. And, it could kind of be a nice little filler, a nice little placeholder to, let the Dirty Dogs continue to have their SmackDown Tag Team Championships. With the Street Profits and all that stuff going on, and then once they're done, they can take them. I think that'd be great. Leroy says, I don't know why, but I'm craving coffee. I always crave coffee, man. Always. I always want coffee. Always. Any time of the night. Regular cup of coffee, espresso, hot, iced. It's all good. It's all good to me. Jackson says, I heard WWE doctors are worried. Fair enough. Zach says, and YouTube placed that silver badge next to my name too. Disciple life is the best life. Glad to hear you're better, at least. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the badges change every single month. I think they go up to 4 or 5 months currently. I think I can change them. I do want to go through and rework them and change them, but they're currently scarabs, and it goes from bronze to silver to gold to platinum, I think, and then to like a diamond blue color, I think, if I remember correctly. Safa says, where's Finn Balor? Well, glad you asked, because Finn Balor returns to NXT next week. Jackson says, Brock versus Roman, custody of Paul Heyman. There you go. Your Survivor Series match, right? Anthony says, what if Daniel loses and becomes a manager for Cesaro? I would much rather see Cesaro lose and go to NXT or something like that. That'd be amazing. Leroy says, I heard that Dynamite could be moving to Fridays. I haven't heard that. AW Dynamite to Fridays. I've heard a lot of people. Oh. Okay, well. Okay, there's actually a couple people that I posted it. Because I was going to say that I've heard people discussing it, but I haven't seen any, like, larger names discuss it. So let me read this. This is on WrestlingWorld.co. It says AEW could be forced to move Dynamite to Fridays. Dave Meltzer spoke on the Wrestling Observer Radio regarding the current situation, and he mentioned that there are early talks and nothing has been finalized yet. He mentioned that if Dynamite were to move off of Wednesday nights, they can only move to Mondays or Friday slots. He said that AEW owner Tony Khan doesn't prefer Monday nights due to the NFL competition, and moving to Fridays will mean going against SmackDown, which is airing on a much bigger network. This is the actual quote from him, I believe. It says, for TNT to move AEW, and the problem is, and this is why it probably won't be happening, is your choices would be Monday night and Friday night, and it would probably be Friday night because Tony Khan was very adamant about not running on Monday night because he doesn't want to go against the NFL 3 months of the year. More than that, actually. Friday would be going back to splitting the audience, and you're on a much weaker channel than Fox. The choices for AEW are limited, but NHL is a big money acquisition for Turner, which could force AEW to change their time slot. AEW recently started enjoying autonomy on Wednesday nights as WWE moved NXT to Tuesday nights on the USA Network. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I hope that's not the case. If it is, I'm not gonna watch SmackDown. I'm just gonna watch Dynamite. I'm not gonna do double duty again. It sucks. Let's see if this one. Yeah, so this one pretty much has the same information here. Yeah. So it looks like it's a possibility, but I hope that doesn't happen. I'm not ready. I'm not doing double coverage again. So, and if anything, that would kind of suck for for Dynamite, considering that SmackDown is the stronger of the two shows between Raw and SmackDown. So that would suck as well. Oh my God. The coughs, man. The coughs. All right. Let's get into the show here. Let's start off on NXT. If you're here and you haven't already subscribed yet, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Just like Kelly Clarkson. Also, make sure to hit that like button as well. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps the video when it gets published to YouTube. Super chats are open, and if you want to come a fellow disciple, you can as well. The join button is down below where I believe the subscribe button would be. So if you want to go the extra mile, you definitely can. But let's start talking about Tuesday night NXT. James Wheeler says, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. We are just about to talk about the show here. Got 35 minutes to talk about this bad boy. What did you guys think about NXT tonight? I feel like it was lacking a lot, if I'm being honest with you. It felt like, the booking decisions were just so odd to me. They were so odd. It doesn't feel like NXT to have interferences 24/7. They had an interference in every single match except the main event. And at least I don't think they did. In the main event, which was kind of, it was weird. This was certainly a very weak episode of NXT, in my opinion. I still hope that they do good in the ratings for the sake of NXT, but to me, this was a very weak show. It was a very weak show. But, one of the other things, too, I guess, is that I'm glad that they're out of that, like, hot shot booking thing that they were doing while they were up against Dynamite. You can definitely feel the difference between the episodes from when they were in the Wednesday Night Wars to now just being on alone on Tuesday. You can definitely feel the difference. There's different people on the screens doing different things. So it's nice to see them back to just doing their own thing. That's what I've wanted from them the whole entire time. I don't know. Ashley says NXT to sum up in one word, meh. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. Pretty fair assessment. I will never be a big fan of disqualifications and interferences and stuff like that. I feel like personally for me, these shows I feel like should be 95%, 90% clean finishes, right? Because that's what it is. Like it's wrestling. We don't necessarily need a weird hokey finish to further storylines for every single thing that happens. We've talked about this plenty of times before in the past. You can have just exhibition matches. And then you can, of course, have those things to set up, like tonight, Toni Storm, right? She took on a person that she called a rookie, whose name was Zayda Ramier. Okay? Toni Storm beat the hell out of her for 3 minutes. And then Zoe Stark came out, distracted her. Ramier was able to get the upper hand. She did a nice shooting star press off the top rope onto Toni Storm, and she was able to get the win. This rookie was able to get the win over Toni Storm thanks to a distraction from Zoe Stark. Now, this could have been a big deal had we not seen these all of the time. This could be a big deal for Ramier. Getting a win over Toni Storm. The shooting star press looked pretty good as well. They showed it a million times. So this could have been a big moment, but for me, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, it wasn't, because I see this all the time. In fact, I saw this the entire show tonight. On almost every single match. The same thing happened. So it's kind of like it's frustrating for that meeting. And like I have a feeling that Ramier is not going to be getting a big push or anything going forward. She's just used as a little piece of story in this feud between Zoe Stark and Toni Storm. And I think the booking for Zoe Stark has been great so far. I praise it every single chance that I get, because that's how I feel like you should book someone. If you haven't been watching or you don't remember, Zoe Stark's been going toe to toe with people, and she's been hanging. She's been hanging for, let's say, 10 minutes against the greats, and she's not able to defy the odds, so she takes the L, but she's hanging with people like Toni Storm. She's hanging with people like Io Shirai, I believe, was one of them. I can't remember who the other one was. Let me look it up, actually. James says, you sound sick. I hope you get better. I'm congested. I am congested. Feeling better though, for sure. It's just the voice. Okay. So let's look at Zoe Stark's history here. This was okay. So Zoe Stark defeats Valentina Rose. I have no idea who that is. Io Shirai defeats Zoe Stark in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. That's great. That's good. Dakota Kai defeats Zoe Stark 12 minutes and 36 seconds. That's good. I like that. She lost a tag match. That's a little bit different. Raquel Gonzalez defeats Zoe Stark 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Not that great, but Raquel Gonzalez being built as a beast. So also not that bad. Not that bad when you're hanging for 5 minutes against someone like that. Not that bad. Zoe Stark defeats Toni Storm in 10 minutes. That's great. There you go. That's a big win. Although Toni Storm hasn't won a match since December, I believe. I believe Toni Storm is 0 in the W column for 2021. And then Saray defeats Zoe Starks in 7 minutes. So like she's been doing good for being a rookie, or, you know, for being a new signee to NXT, a new face. I think they've been doing great with her. So this kind of stuff. Okay, so Toni Storm is 1-5. So she did win a match. What was it? Oh, Toni Storm defeats Jessie Camilla by disqualification. February 3rd. So I don't know. It just very weird very weird booking decisions that I don't quite understand. So you know, hopefully this was a huge opportunity for her. Her shooting star press. Someone else mentioned it. Top says she almost Brock Lesnar at that shooting star press. It did look a little iffy there towards the end, but she made it. She made it. So I thought it looked decent. Overall, I thought it looked pretty good. So you know, maybe this will be a big moment for her. Maybe she'll be able to get some more TV time. I mean, I at least hope she gets some more TV time after this, because I hope she's not just a story piece. I really don't. It doesn't accomplish really anything for me, if you ask. I saw something. Where was it? Jeremy says, who you got winning, Logan or Floyd? Is that actually happening? If it is, I would say Floyd for sure. Like, I can't see him losing. I just can't. Anthony says there is a time and a place for disqualifications and distractions. Yes, absolutely. There is. And I don't think that they should happen so much. And you know, like, it feels like everyone is doing them so much. Like, even AEW, they've been doing like the gang wars. Like, it was during the Matt Hardy match. You had the Dark Order out there, you had the Hardy family office or whatever the hell it is that they're calling them. And they're like literally having a war while this match is going on. And then all of a sudden, as well, you have like Sting and Lance Archer in the middle of the ring, but like the match is Darby and Matt Hardy, and they're like still fighting, but you're not paying attention to them because you're focused on Sting and Lance Archer. It was like, what? Like, this is just so weird. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm asking for too much. God. Thought on Saray. I thought she was okay. I didn't like pay super close attention to that match. I thought it was all right for what I saw. I hope to see more of her. James says the TNA Impact video game will be delivered to me soon on Thursday. When it gets here, I will play the game instead of watching Impact Wrestling because my cable doesn't have Access TV. You can watch Impact for free on Twitch. If you don't know that, just go to twitch.tv and then just look for Impact, and they air it there as well, because a lot of people do not have Access TV. Access, whatever the hell it's called. That's how I watch Impact if I were to watch it. Which, I don't know, maybe we should tune into Impact this Thursday. I don't know. I probably won't cover it, but maybe I'll tune in and see what's going on, because I'm very interested in seeing what happens tomorrow on Dynamite. Kenny Omega's got the gold, and I'm interested in seeing if that will help boost their ratings. If it'll get because they have to stay in the million going forward. And so this week you have Dynamite that's coming off of the Rebellion pay-per-view for Impact. Kenny Omega wins the Impact and TNA World Heavyweight Championships. Man's got 4 world titles now. And then the following week is Blood and Guts. So that should be a big show for them as well. That should do very well. I mean, it's going to be a pay-per-view, right? Essentially for free on TV. So we'll see. WWE Emoji says, who's the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion? Again, Asuka or Shayna? I kind of forgot. God, I don't know. Events. Can I search championships? Titles? Yes. Can. Let's see. NXT Women's Championship. Title reigns. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Shayna Baszler, 549 days, but she had a combined time of 2 days, two reigns. From April 7th, 2018 to August 18th of 2018. And then that would be October 28th, 2018 to December 18th, 2019. Asuka had it for 510 days in 1 reign. Next up is Charlotte Flair, but she also had it for 2 reigns. Next up for 1 days is 308 days for Paige and 304 days for Io Shirai. I mean, I guess I'll just go down all of them because there's not that many left. 223 days for Bayley, 1 reign. 192 days for Sasha Banks, 1 reign. 140 days for Ember Moon, 1 reign. 99 days for Rhea Ripley, also 1 reign. 71 days for Kairi Sane, and so far 21 days for Raquel Gonzalez. Those are your NXT Women's Champions. James says, me too. I want to see Moxley team up with Kingston and the Death Triangle against the Elite at Blood and Guts. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing what they do for Blood and Guts because we only have one thing. We only have one match so far, and the rumor is that it's going to be a 2-hour match, and I don't want to see that. AEW has proven me wrong time and time again. But a 2-hour match, man, I just feel like that's going to be a really hard one. A really, really, really hard one. I just don't know how they're going to run an entire 2-hour show off one match. I just don't understand. How? Like, that's crazy to me. One match? Blood and Guts is just going to be one match? Oh, man. Ashton says Candice LeRae needs an NXT Women's Championship reign. Man, I feel like we're kind of past that at this point. I'm not sure if we'd see that. I don't know. Maybe. I would love to see that as well, but I was just hoping for that Io Shirai reign. I wanted that so much, so I'm glad that it happened, and I'm glad that she had it for 304 days because that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. The man Philip is here. Says, hey, I hope that the Nexus returns at WrestleMania Backlash. You never know, man. You never know. You never know. Anthony says we need to talk about the show. Yes, we do, because I got 20 minutes left before I got to get out of here. I need to save my voice, man. I'm like, my voice is dying. Okay, so tonight's show, NXT, kicked off with Mercedes Martinez taking on Dakota Kai with NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez in the corner. I thought this was a great match to open up the show. I liked it a lot. I think it's clear what's going on here. Mercedes Martinez going to challenge Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. And actually, I believe that they announced it during this show towards the end that it's actually going to happen in 2 weeks on NXT. So that's kind of cool. But, I really would have had Mercedes Martinez go over here. I don't understand why you have these good matches that go for a decent amount of time. What, let's say 10 minutes for this match? I don't think that the statistics are up yet for this show quite yet. No, it is not. So I'm gonna guess 10 minutes for this match. It was good. Like, Mercedes Martinez could have got the win here. I don't think it would have done anything terrible to anyone. You could have had Raquel Gonzalez beat her up afterwards, and it would have been fine. I don't think this needed to end in a disqualification whatsoever. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't save anyone from anything. And, when you look at WWE, we all know that they don't care about wins and losses, right? So why are they so inclined to not allow people to win or lose? Like, they don't go off of the wins and losses anyways. They don't care. So why do they go through all of these lengths to try to quote unquote protect people in these aspects when they don't even book their shows that way? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. Not at all. Anthony says making her look like a geek. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that frustrates me the most is that after all of this, you just make all of your wrestlers look dumb as hell. I mean, let's go back to Toni Storm, and we won't talk about that one since we've already talked about it quite a bit. But Toni Storm versus Zayda Ramier. Toni Storm has her up on the top turnbuckle. She's got her ready to win the match. Zoe Starks comes out, and she just completely forgets where she is. It's like she's not in the match anymore. She's turned around. She's just ready to fight Zoe, who's not even like running to the ring. She's not even like, she's in normal clothes and she's just kind of walking on the ramp. And it's like, for someone who's been in the business for so long, like Toni Storm, to see them just throw all their instincts out the window and just be like, oh, music hit, and just be completely flabbergasted and just completely like have no idea what's going on. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. If that's me, I'm like, look, okay, Zoe, you want to come out? That's cool. I'm beating this girl's ass. If you want to interfere in my match, I'm still going to take the W because I'm not going to lose. That's how I would look at it. Like, so I don't get it. That stuff will never make any sense to me. Like, I understand when someone's running in and they're attacking you, like, cool, I get it. But when someone's just there, like, don't stop what you're doing. Continue your match. Good Lord, man. James says, I watched the Roddy Piper biography on A&E, and it's already better than Sami Zayn's documentary. I want to watch that. I've heard great things about it. I need to watch it. And WWE always does a really, really good job with documentaries and extra shows like that. So I'll be excited to see that. There's one on Randy Savage that I think that came out too, or is coming out very soon, and I want to watch that one as well. I don't know how, but WWE's like all of their documentaries, their 24s, their like extra shows, they're so good all the time. Like, I don't think I've seen a bad one ever. They're so good. I love them. I wish that they could apply that to their TV shows because, ooh, Lord knows they need them. So, anyways, once again, like I said, Raquel Gonzalez interferes in the match, beats the absolute hell out of Mercedes Martinez. So Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai stand strong over her lifeless body as the opening to tonight's show. Obi James says, highly recommend Tegan Knox's comeback. I'll have to check it out for sure. Ashley says, Dark Side of the Ring is a great series to watch as well. Yeah, I need to watch more of those. I've only seen the Chris Benoit one. And it was emotional. It was very good. I need to watch the rest of them. I really want to watch the New Jack one as well, of course. I forget about them, so I need to check those out. Anthony says, try seeing the Gold documentary. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. Trevin says, do you think some women superstars from NXT need to be called up? I like it the way it is, but it's getting too stacked eventually. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. I wouldn't mind that at all. A flood of them moving into Raw or SmackDown would be great. I think that they're going to need it. Raw and SmackDown are going to need all the help that they can get. I mean, people sent this to me on like Saturday or Sunday, but I haven't posted it yet. The Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida match that was on last week's episode of Dynamite was longer than all of the women's matches combined in SmackDown for the past 4 weeks, which is insane. Absolutely insane to me. So there's an interesting little fact for you. Jesus. I don't know what's going on with the SmackDown women's division, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Next up, we saw an amazing video here from Cameron Grimes. Man's going watch shopping. I love Cameron Grimes. The guy is amazing. He's hilarious. He's wild. And to think that he just walks around in a suit with that stupid ass hat and no shirt on is hilarious. Like, and then he's got all the money in the world as well. Like, it's so great. So great. The guy puts like a gold coin in his mouth and bites down on it and is like, "Is this gold? No, it's chocolate." Like if you've ever seen those little chocolate coins, it's great. So he looks for a watch and he's like, "Look, I want the best one that you got. I want the best one here." And then it says to be continued. And I'm like, man, I hope that this is the time that he meets Ted DiBiase, because this is something that I really want to see. I really want to see this. Ashley says, I got to head out now. Enjoy the rest of your post-show. Good night. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night, and hopefully I'll see you here tomorrow for the AEW Dynamite post-show. James, that's to someone else. Obi James says those GameStop stonks really paid off. I know, right? It's crazy. So this was great. This was great. Probably the highlight of the night for me, if I'm being honest. Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase was fantastic. Next up, the Grizzled Young Vets came out here to talk some trash, and Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher came out, and I love the dynamic between Ciampa and Thatcher so much. Like, the feud was great, but them as a team, man, it's one of those oddball thrown together teams that just end up making so much sense. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher are going to be an excellent tag team. I hope that they stay together for quite a while, and I really hope that at some point they become the NXT tag team champions. I think they'd be great with them. I really do. And you know, like, I think I said in my post that I was at a point where I look at a lot of these people who have been in NXT for a while. Tommaso Ciampa being a big one of them. Johnny Gargano being another big one of them. Of these guys that are just like, man, they've done it all. Adam Cole is another one. Pretty much the Undisputed Era as a whole is one of them. But I look at these guys and I'm like, man, they've done literally anything and everything that they could do in this brand. And it's time for them to move on, but like, I'm not ready for that, because I don't want to see someone as amazing as Tommaso Ciampa go to Raw or SmackDown and just become some weird tomato chucker like Damian Priest has become. You know? Tommaso Ciampa is a special character. So when this started taking shape, I was like, man, I was completely wrong. Like, I love this. This is great. I think that Ciampa and Thatcher will be a great tag team together, and I hope that they stay as a team for a while. I hope this isn't something where they have like a tag team championship opportunity and like one of them accidentally strikes the other one, and then their friendship completely goes to shambles and then they feud again or something like that. Like, I want to see these guys do some work as a tag team. I think it's different. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting, and it's a nice shakeup to the NXT tag team division as well as a whole. Phil says, do you think Christian Cage is wrestling tomorrow? I can't remember if he is or not. They posted the card, but I can't remember if that was on there or not. I feel like he was. Oh, okay, I have it right here. Christian. No, I don't see Christian on here, so I'm not sure. Anthony says, I really like Cameron Grimes. I hope he does not leave NXT because he's the only goofy character in NXT. Yeah, I've said that I've always wanted Cameron Grimes to go to Raw. I think that Cameron Grimes he's that kind of goofy character that could exist, but I don't know. He's great. He's great in NXT. I'm happy with where he is. I thought that he was good before, but this whole like stonks thing and him making a ton of money off Dogecoin and GameStop and all of that, like, it's been a blast. It's been unique and it's been a lot of fun. And bringing in the $1 Million Man as well is just a great fun touch for all of this. And you can see how like they're preserving him, and he's not wrestling, but he's still on TV. He's still looking important, and he's still a big part of the show. So I like the uniqueness of all of this. I love it. I love it. Anthony says, but can he coexist? Yeah, that's the big draw, isn't it? Can they coexist? And the answer is usually no. No. Shelby says, we are getting Hangman versus Brian Cage tomorrow. I can't wait for that. Yeah. Should be a good one. Another W in the books for Hangman Adam Page, I would assume as well, which you love to see. You just love to see, man. Let's see here. Isaiah Swerve Scott ended up challenging Leon Ruff to a Falls Count Anywhere match on NXT next week. So that is something to look forward to as well. That should be a good one. We've seen Scott and Ruff face each other like 3 or 4 times now. Not really here for it, but Falls Count Anywhere, sign me up. I'm interested in seeing what they can do. They're both talented. I've been a fan of Swerve ever since I've seen him get signed to NXT. He had a lot of hype behind him. A lot of people were excited to see him in NXT, and I don't feel like they've ever really committed to him. They haven't really pulled the trigger. So hopefully this is where it all begins. This is where it starts. This is where Swerve can come out and be that dominant force and get into something great in NXT. And I personally I like the studio character and all that stuff that they're going with Swerve right now. It's unique and it's fun. So I like that a lot. Next up was the Toni Storm match. So we're going to skip that one because we've already talked about it. The other match was Bronson Reed taking on Austin Theory. And this match came about last week. Austin Theory wanted a match against Bronson Reed, and he said that if Bronson Reed beats him, then he can be the #1 contender for Johnny Gargano's NXT North American Championship. And William Regal was with the business on this. So he booked it, and he made it happen. And Bronson Reed got the win. I'm very happy to see that. Let me look. Bronson Reed. Let me take a look at Bronson Reed here. Because he's fought Johnny Gargano a couple times, I believe. At least twice, I think. So the way match, yeah, we saw that. Johnny Gargano defeated Bronson Reed for the championship. Okay, so it was just that one. Okay. Yeah, not seeing him on this list anymore. Okay, cool. So they've had one match for the NXT North American Championship that happened on night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. So I think it's time. To pull that trigger, man. Put the NXT North American Championship around the waist of Bronson Reed. It's time. And that is the title of tonight's show. It's Bronson Reed's time. I'm okay with Johnny Gargano doing the way stuff that he's doing. Cool. Do whatever the hell it is you want, but he doesn't need the NXT North American Championship. I think Bronson Reed could do that championship a good service. I think it's time to put the strap on him. It's time to run with him. He's fantastic. He's shown very well ever since they did that. Man, I can't remember what all that stuff was called. When they brought in all those new people and they featured them in some sort of thing every single week. Like, he's been showing his ass ever since all of that. So I think it's time. To pull the trigger. And Johnny Gargano could do some stuff with Austin Theory, or, they can do this whole Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell type deal. They don't need the championship for that. Let's get it new on someone new and get some new feuds going. Warrior says Swerve should 100% win this. There's more benefit in building up Swerve than there is Leon. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Leon has had his time in NXT with the whole North American Championship stuff, but yeah, it's got to be Swerve. it's got to be Swerve. It has to be. Zach says, did they tease Tessa Blanchard tonight? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. They did show something called like the Diamond something or other. I didn't see it. If it's what I think it is, it looked like a fitness commercial. Like, it looked like an Under Armour, like clothing commercial. So I left the room to go grab something. It was only like just before I turned this on that I saw that it was actually something that I missed. So I'm not sure. Latrell says the NXT Breakout Tournament back in 2019. Yes, the NXT Breakout Tournament. That was great. I loved it. Obi James says it looked like an MMA thing. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, it didn't look like. I was laughing about it because I was watching it for the beginning, and then I looked at my fiance and I laughed because I'm like, oh, I'm like, I thought that this was a like a vignette for like a wrestler debuting or something like that, and then I left, and then right before the show started, she came in and she's like, look, this was the thing. Like it was one. And I'm like, wait, what? what a weird vignette to have for a wrestler or wrestlers debuting. I don't know. Tessa Blanchard though. I don't know if it's her. I haven't seen any rumblings. I haven't really been checking for any rumblings, but that'd be crazy. That would be crazy if it was her. So next up we had a match between Imperium and Drake Maverick and Killian Dain. And it's kind of interesting to see what's going on here. I kind of pushed through these here because we only got a couple more minutes left before I'm at the hour mark. But I personally want to see Killian Dain join Imperium. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's what I want to see. I want to see Killian Dain as a part of Imperium. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But they also kind of teased like the Alexander Wolf Killian Dain relationship here with Sanity, because Alexander Wolf wouldn't hit Killian Dain with the steel chair. Kind of paused for it. And after Imperium got the win, they were standing up there doing the signature Imperium pose with their hands behind their back, you know. And they're all standing there. Alexander Wolf kind of quickly glances over from his left and his right to Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, takes a step forward as if he's the leader. As if he's the one running the show. And they look at each other and they're like, bro. So they take a step as well. And it looks like they end up being like a little bit in front of him, but I'm not sure if that was intended or not or what. But that's what happened. So Imperium is fine as well, I guess, in a way. Papa Walter is not going to be very happy if he finds out that the boys are not getting along over here on regular NXT. He might have to leave NXT UK and straighten everyone out. You know what I mean? Obi James says, what if it's NXT Underground? Oh, God, please no. Please no. Philip says, Christian, he wrestled last week, and good night. I hope you feel better. Get better, my friend. I like coming to your shows. Good night. Best friend, hope you feel better. See you tomorrow night, buddy. Thank you, man, Philip, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow for Dynamite, for sure. Thank you. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying. Lots of sleep. WWE Emoji says, I don't think anyone is going to dethrone Walter anytime soon. Me either. I don't think that person exists at the moment. Anthony says, when Finn comes back next week, could you see Walter versus Finn? Yes, I could. For sure. I don't think that... Man, I don't know if Finn Balor is that person to dethrone Walter. He could be. I mean, he's a believable person to dethrone him, for sure. That'd be a good way to maybe keep Finn Balor in WWE, because I'm being honest, Finn Balor is someone that I could see leaving WWE and going to be with his friends in AEW. Like, it makes a lot of sense to me, especially considering that he wasn't very happy on Raw or SmackDown, and that he ended up going to NXT, where he's been absolutely killing it. By the way, Finn Balor has been amazing. But I don't know. It's certainly a possibility. James says NXT and Dynamite are the only shows that have picture-in-picture commercial breaks. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Well, probably because they were competing with each other, and now they probably don't want to take those away. Anthony says, what if it's you to dethrone Walter? I would never step in the ring with Walter. Ever. I like my chest being like not concaved into my spine too much. And I would never hop in the ring with Pete Dunne, because that sick freak likes to break fingers and stuff like that. And I would also never hop in the ring with Matt Riddle either, because, or anyone else who doesn't wear shoes, because I hate feet. And I certainly would not want someone's barefoot ass, nasty ass, sweaty feet to be kicking me in the face. No, you could not pay me enough for something like that. Disgusting. Disgusting. Trevin says this is random, but it would be cool to see Cross versus Walter. Sure. I don't think Cross is that person at all. I don't think Cross would beat Walter. That's for sure. Finn Balor is the person that I could see doing it. I just don't know if he'd be worth it, because Finn Balor is already very established. And at this point, I kind of feel like it needs to be someone very important. And at this point, since it's been so long, like, waiting however long you need to build that person up, like, it's just wait however long it is, just wait and make it happen. At this point, there's no rush. So James says we have a lot of former Impact Wrestling stars in NXT: Blackheart, Grimes, Loomis, MSK, LA Knight, Cross, Scarlett, Monet, even Mackenzie Mitchell. It's crazy. That's crazy. Next up, we saw the wrap up of the Cameron Grimes watch story. He ended up getting a really nice gold watch, and he was looking at it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, an even better watch appears. Nice and shiny, got some diamonds in it, and it was your boy Ted DiBiase saying that he's got himself $1 million watch. This was great. This was great. He gives them a good old laugh in his face and then walks out, and Cameron Grimes is pissed. Cameron Grimes is not a happy man. This is highlight of the show, 100%. I hope there's more. I hope that there's more dialogue between Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes, because this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And I think this could do so much for Cameron Grimes in the long run. I really do. So shout out to him. Hopefully, hopefully they continue on with this one. It's going to be great. And then we'll just skip to our main event here. Adam Cole did return, and we have the same sunglasses. So that's cool. Shout out to Adam Cole for that one. Okay, so main event. MSK and KUSHIDA taking on Legado del Fantasma. Your NXT Cruiserweight champion, KUSHIDA, and your tag team champions, MSK, taking on Legado del Fantasma. Anthony, okay, all right, I got it. Let me cough first. Okay. Anthony says Ted versus Cameron Grimes would go to the moon. I don't know if I would necessarily say Ted DiBiase versus Cameron Grimes, but some sort of Ted and Cameron concoction, whether it just be segments, or even DiBiase managing Cameron Grimes. That'd be interesting as well. I could totally see that. That'd be interesting. Obi James says 2 nights in a row where there is a 6-man tag match. Teddy Long is happy. And they had like 2 of them on Raw. God, I wouldn't be surprised if there one ends up happening on Dynamite either. They love themselves some 6-mans. Main event was good though. I thought it was good. I can't speak highly enough of Legado del Fantasma. I love their stable. I love what they've done with all of them. I think it's great. KUSHIDA, great. Again, one of my favorites. MSK has been fantastic since coming to NXT as well. And them being the tag team championships is crazy. So everyone in this extremely talented. I just wasn't expecting to see the champions lose. That's all. Other than that, I thought it was great. I don't think there was any interference. I'm not quite sure. I didn't watch the entire match. I was playing with my dog so that he would go to sleep. But it was good overall. I think it was a good way to end the show. And of course, at the end of the show, you have Legado del Fantasma holding up all the gold as the show goes off the air, with KUSHIDA being like dead in the middle of the ring and them standing above him. So this definitely isn't over. That's for sure. Michael, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We're just kind of wrapping up the show here, unfortunately. Anthony says, I still think it's weird that MSK is not on the champion list. They're not? Still? That is kind of weird. What is it, under Superstars? They are now. They are. WWE.com/superstars. They got MSK up there. Kushida's on the list now too. He just doesn't have a championship on him. Man, those Pretty Deadly guys. Oh man, this photo is ridiculous. That's great. It's on the app. Oh, I'm looking on the computer and they're on here. So okay, fair enough. Fair enough. OB James says, newsflash, there is a 6-man tomorrow. I'll play it. Well, there you go, man. There you go. 6-man's all week long, baby. Trevin says, I hate that they lost, but Kushida being in the main event was nice. Yeah, I've been a huge fan of Kushida. Like, I was super happy to see him come to WWE because I don't watch New Japan very much. Just the big events. So I've seen him on Wrestle Kingdom and stuff like that. So I'm like, yes, Kushida in NXT, this will be great. And it never really clicked. And then, you know, there was that time where Kushida was like, it was during the whole like speaking out thing. And Kushida was like beating the hell out of Austin Theory and Velveteen Dream. And he was like a vigilante. And it was great. Like, it was really good. He had so much momentum. And it never really took fruition to anything. Like, nothing really happened from it, which was kind of upsetting. But now he's back kicking ass again. He's great. So very happy to see Kushida as the Cruiserweight champion. I think he deserves it for sure. I think he deserves it. Michael says, are you going to AEW? No. Physically, no. But I will be covering it tomorrow for sure. Just like normal. I'll be watching AEW Dynamite and posting the live coverage for it. And then, of course, we will have an AEW Dynamite post-show afterwards. And more importantly, on Thursday, I will be reporting the ratings. Because I can't wait to see what they are. Can't wait. I want to see if there was a boost from Rebellion. I want to see if they're staying above 1 million. I want to see if they can hang with Monday Night Raw. Like, I'm always very curious to see the ratings for all shows, really. But more so NXT and SmackDown, or NXT and Dynamite. I'm always very interested to seeing where they're hanging. So, Trevin says AEW can't go to AEW until his stretcher match with Humberto Carrillo at WWE. There you go. James says, I have a cool idea for an AEW Underground pay-per-view named Full Force. You know what I was thinking? Is instead of doing like a Raw post show, we could do a Raw, kind of like, it would kind of be a watch along essentially, but it would mostly be a gaming stream. And I was thinking what we could do, because I really don't want to watch Raw anymore, or cover it if I'm being honest with you. So I was thinking we could do like a WWE 2K universe mode, like I had talked about before. We could just do AOW Underground as the thing, and we could have chat, pick who the wrestlers are that we're gonna have on the show, and what kind of matches we're gonna book, and then we could just hang out and watch them, but like have Raw on the background to talk about it as well if we wanted to. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of a little fun idea. I might try to do that this coming week, or I might wait until my voice is a little bit better, because like I said, I do want to experiment with a couple other ways of doing things. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be fun though. I want to do a lot more gaming and stuff. I say this a lot, of course. There's a lot of games that I bought that I've never even opened. I haven't played yet. One of them being Zelda Breath of the Wild that I really need to get playing because I think they're making a second one to it. And I want to play it. And I bought like Cuphead, like for more of like a pissed off You can't beat this type of game. Annoyingness, rage, fun. I bought all the BioShocks. I bought all the Crash Bandicoots to play. Like, I have a huge laundry list of games that I want to play, and hopefully I'm balancing my work better. And this. So hopefully, you know, when my voice gets better, I can finish. Because we have Wrestling Revolution 3D as well to play, which looks like a hilarious game. Retromania Wrestling as well. Got that one to play through as well. Anthony says you still have not played Breath of the Wild that came out in 2017. Nope, I have not. And you know the funny thing is that when I got my Switch, I got it from GameStop, which is kind of crazy. But I was like, they had a buy two get one free game going on, or I don't know, whatever it was. I was getting a console and 3 games, and I'm like, okay. It took me forever to shop for these games, but we bought the Switch from Target. But I bought the Switch, and I bought what is that game? Super Smash Bros. I bought that as the game that I got. But then it was 3 games at GameStop, and I needed Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I never played them. So I need to. The only reason why I played Super Mario Odyssey is because I played it while we were flying to Chicago. And it's one of the few games that don't require internet. So I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I really, really, really want to. Really bad. Sane Gamer says, do you have any of the Resident Evil games? No, I don't. I've never played a Resident Evil game before, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I seriously, I kid you not, I'll have to make a list so I can actually show you guys the games that I want to play through, because there's so many of them that I've bought to play through and I just haven't. And I really it's piling up. It's getting really, really bad. The amount of games that I have that I just haven't played. So I want to get into that because I love gaming more than anything, and I haven't been able to do it very much. So I would love to incorporate all of that stuff on my gaming channel and do that as well, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. Plus, if you guys have some games too, we could totally play them together. Destiny 2 is something that I'll probably return to at some point. Fall Guys. What else? Super Mario Maker 2 for multiplayer co-op stuff or something like that. James says, are you streaming from your bed? I guess that's why your voice sounds different. Nope. I'm in my office. Same as always. My voice sounds different because I'm congested. That's why. And also because I don't have any EQ settings on my microphone right now because I messed everything up. So it's all at 0. There's no treble added or anything like that, which I usually add because my voice is pretty deep. And the Shure SM7B is pretty picks up the lows a lot as well. So I added a lot of treble to it, which I'll need to do eventually to go through and add that. Okay, well, that's going to do it for me. But yeah, we'll get on this gaming stuff. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Just kind of hanging out, having a good time, and watching the glitches for 2K20. It has to be 2K20 for the universe mode. It has to be. Just because I think it'd be even more hilarious to watch, just because that game's a nightmare. And you know what? I paid $100 for it, so I need to get my money's worth, because I certainly have not gotten my money's worth out of that game so far. That is for sure. So, all right. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. It's a pleasure chatting with you guys. And I will, of course, be here tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. So, yeah, I guess we'll go off with the AJ Rocks, right? All right. So, AJ Rocks. AJ Rocks. AJ Rocks. And I mean, AJ Rocks. All right. Have a good rest of your night, you guys. I will see you on Wednesday for the AEW Dynamite post show. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.